What if everything you've been told about handling family conflict is not just wrong, but actively sabotaging your peace? Think about it. The endless advice to just talk it out, be the bigger person, forgive and forget. Are these strategies actually working for you? Or are they leaving you feeling more frustrated, more unheard, and more deeply entangled in cycles of emotional exhaustion? Before you brace yourself for another holiday gathering that feels like a battlefield or another family phone call that drains your energy dry, pause. This video is not about being nicer or compromising your boundaries into oblivion. It's about unlocking a level of strategic confidence so profound, so effective, that it might just feel dangerous. Because while others are navigating family drama with raw emotion, you'll be playing a different game entirely. You're about to discover the hidden playbook for winning your peace. You know the feeling, don't you? That familiar knot in your stomach when the family group chat buzzes. The deep sigh you can't quite suppress when a certain relative's name pops up on your caller ID. For many, family gatherings, whether it's Thanksgiving dinner, a summer reunion, or a simple birthday, have become less about joy and connection and more about navigating an emotional minefield. Perhaps you're constantly walking on eggshells, meticulously choosing your words, or biting your tongue to avoid setting off a predictable argument. You try to keep the peace, to mediate, to smooth things over, only to find yourself later, alone, replaying conversations. You regret every smart retort you didn't say and every impulsive word you did, wishing you had handled things differently, wishing you had felt more in control. Are you the one whose opinions are routinely dismissed, perhaps labeled as naive, too sensitive, or overly ambitious? You try to explain your perspective, to share your feelings, to build understanding, but it often feels like you're speaking a different language. Your genuine attempts at connection are met with criticism, deflection, or worse, weaponized against you in future disagreements. You leave these interactions feeling invisible, unheard, and profoundly misunderstood. The emotional toll is immense. A constant drain on your mental energy, a creeping sense of inadequacy, and a gnawing question of whether you truly belong. Maybe you're stuck in a loop of the same old arguments year after year about the same trivial issues with the same family members. It's like a broken record, and no matter how hard you try to change the tune, the melody of conflict persists. The exhaustion is real. The frustration is palpable, and the desire for a different way, for genuine respect and calm, becomes an urgent whisper in your mind. You're tired of being easily read, of being predictable, of being the one who always yields. You've tried conventional advice, more communication, forgiveness, patience, but the cycle remains unbroken. This isn't just about winning an argument. It's about reclaiming your personal power, safeguarding your emotional well-being, and building relationships that actually nourish you instead of depleting you. It's time to stop reacting and start strategizing. What if I told you that the keys to navigating these intricate, emotionally charged family dynamics aren't found in conventional self-help guides on empathy or communication, but in the timeless wisdom of ancient military strategy? It sounds radically unconventional, doesn't it? Yet, the greatest strategists throughout history understood the profound intricacies of human nature, the subtle dance of power, and the art of influence better than almost anyone. They grasped that true peace isn't merely the absence of conflict, but the masterful ability to navigate and resolve it on your own terms. This is where Sun Tzu enters your world. The legendary Chinese general, author of the seminal text, The Art of War, has for centuries been the silent mentor to leaders in battlefields, boardrooms, and political arenas. But his core principles of strategic foresight, profound self-awareness, advantageous positioning, and a deep understanding of your opponent, are startlingly relevant to the most personal and challenging battleground of all, your family relationships. This isn't about declaring emotional warfare on your loved ones. Instead, it's about applying a level of strategic intelligence that transforms you from a helpless victim caught in their drama into the deliberate architect of your own peace and a master of your interactions. This is the hidden truth the strategic blueprint that the most confident and respected individuals quietly employ to navigate the emotional minefields of family life. You're about to unlock a dangerously potent form of confidence that will fundamentally reshape how you engage with your family, giving you the upper hand in creating the relationships you truly deserve. To embark on this transformative journey, a powerful commitment is required. A commitment to shed old, ineffective habits, to embrace a new perspective, and to fiercely protect your inner peace. Right now, in the comments below, I want you to declare this truth. I choose strategic strength and unwavering peace in my family relationships from today. Make that public declaration. Cement your resolve. Now, let's unlock the first principle, the first strategic move in this new game you're playing. The art of strategic retreat. Sun Tzu, the master strategist, once advised, know when to fight and when not to fight. This isn't about weakness. It's about unparalleled strength. Most people believe every slight, every challenge, every critical comment from a family member demand a response, a defense, a counterargument. They feel compelled to engage, to justify, to prove their point. But this is a trap. It's a draining, endless cycle where emotional energy is squandered and relationships are eroded, not strengthened. A strategic retreat is the conscious, deliberate act of disengaging from a conflict that offers no productive outcome. It's recognizing that not every battle is worth fighting, especially when the cost outweighs any potential gain. Imagine a Thanksgiving dinner, the aroma of turkey and pumpkin pie filling the air. Then, your uncle, after a few too many, steers the conversation into a deeply divisive political topic, casting judgmental glances your way. The old you would have felt the heat rise, the urge to jump in, to correct, to defend your beliefs. You'd have plunged headfirst into an argument you know will go nowhere, leaving everyone feeling tense and resentful. The strategically confident you, however, sees the trap. You understand that engaging only fuels the fire, validates the provocation, and drains your peace. Instead, you might calmly pivot the conversation, asking about another relative's new hobby, or you might politely excuse yourself to help with dessert or check on the kids. You don't need to prove anything. You don't need to win a pointless debate. Your victory is in preserving your energy, your dignity, and the overall atmosphere, even if others choose chaos. While most feel an obligation to defend their turf, escalating conflict, you will choose peace and strategic disengagement, understanding that silence can be the loudest refusal to play a losing game. Next, you must master the terrain, both within and without. This brings us to know thyself, know thy family. If you know the enemy and know yourself, you need not fear the result of 100 battles. Sun Tzu's words, though originally for warfare, resonate powerfully in the intimate theater of family dynamics. Most people stumble into family interactions blind, reacting on instinct, surprised by predictable patterns. They only see the surface-level arguments, the immediate accusations, the visible hurt. But beneath that surface lies a complex web of history, unspoken expectations, old wounds, and deeply ingrained habits. True strategic confidence begins with an unflinching self-assessment. What are your triggers? What comments send you spiraling into defensiveness? What old roles do you unconsciously slip back into when you're around certain family members? Do you tend to people please, to over-explain, to shut down, or to lash out? Understanding your emotional landscape is paramount. Then turn that laser focus outward. What are your mother's anxieties that manifest as unsolicited advice? What insecurity drives your siblings' competitive jabs? What unspoken fears cause your father to dismiss your achievements? Every family member operates from a unique set of motivations, fears, and communication styles, often forged decades ago. For instance, your mother might repeatedly criticize your career choices, not out of malice, but from her own deeply ingrained fear of financial instability, a fear she projects onto you. Or your older brother, who always seems to one-up your stories, might be battling a lifelong feeling of being overshadowed, seeking validation in subtle dominance. The average person would react to the criticism or the one-upmanship with anger or resentment, feeling personally attacked. But you, armed with this deeper understanding, see the underlying currents. You recognize the root cause, allowing you to respond not impulsively to the surface interaction, but with informed intention. You can choose empathy or strategic distance or a boundary rather than a knee-jerk emotional reaction. This foresight allows for proactive navigation, not reactive flailing. In the comments below, declare this: I commit to understanding myself and my family's true dynamics. This isn't just a mental exercise, it's the foundation of your strategic power. Now, consider the profound impact of what is not said. This is the power of the unspoken. All warfare is based on deception. Sun Tzu's stark observation, when applied to strategic communication within family, isn't about malicious lies, but about the masterful control of information, timing, and influence without overt confrontation. Most people believe that to resolve conflict, you must always speak your mind, confront issues directly, or lay all your cards on the table. They engage in direct, often escalating verbal confrontations, believing transparency is the only path. But sometimes, the most effective communication is strategic silence, choosing the precise moment to speak or letting actions resonate louder than any words. It's about influencing the dynamic without overtly challenging. Consider a situation with a critical in-law who constantly offers unsolicited advice about your parenting, your home, or your life choices, always under the guise of just trying to help. The typical response is to defend, to explain, to justify, or to engage in a heated debate that leaves everyone feeling bruised. This is exactly what they expect, and often what they secretly want, to draw you into their drama. The strategically confident individual, however, understands the power of the unspoken. Instead of directly confronting them, you consistently set boundaries through your actions. When the advice starts, you might calmly change the subject, politely say, "That's an interesting thought," and then move on, or simply limit personal disclosures in their presence. You might physically create distance, or consistently arrive later and leave earlier from gatherings where they are present. Your actions, your consistent behavior, and your subtle nonverbal cues become your most potent message. You are communicating, without saying a word, that you will not engage in that particular dance. You will not be drawn into their critique. You are subtly shaping the interaction, influencing their behavior by refusing to play by their rules. You utilize strategic communication, timing, and nonverbal cues to shape interactions, rather than engaging in futile verbal sparring. This leads us to a crucial Stoic principle: detach to observe. Seneca, the Roman Stoic philosopher, wisely noted, "We are more often frightened than hurt, and we suffer more from imagination than from reality." In the whirlwind of family conflicts, emotions run high. A comment, a glance, a perceived slight can instantly trigger a cascade of anger, sadness, or resentment. Most people get swept away by this emotional storm. They react impulsively, their judgment clouded by the immediate sting of the moment. This is where the power of detachment becomes your greatest weapon. It's the ability to mentally step back, to create a crucial space between the stimulus and your response. When your sibling launches a passive-aggressive jab about your life choices during a Sunday brunch, the old you would feel that immediate surge of frustration or hurt. You'd feel compelled to defend yourself, to explain, to justify, pulling you deeper into their emotional quicksand. But the strategically confident you pauses. You observe your own emotional response as if it were happening to someone else. You acknowledge the anger, the sadness, the annoyance, but you don't let it consume you. Instead, you ask yourself, what is truly happening here? Is this comment about me? Or is it a projection of their own insecurities? What are their underlying motivations? By separating your feelings from the facts, you gain clarity. You might then choose to calmly say, "I appreciate your concern, but I'm happy with my path." or simply change the subject, or even just offer a polite, non-committal smile. You formulate a measured reply, or no reply at all, not out of weakness, but from a place of clear-headed decision-making. While most people are swept away by the emotional storm, reacting impulsively, you will maintain your emotional sovereignty, observing the storm from a place of inner calm, choosing your next move with precision. Now, let's talk about achieving your goals without unnecessary collateral damage. This is the principle of minimal force. Sun Tzu, with his profound understanding of human conflict, taught that the supreme art of war is to subdue the enemy without fighting. In the context of your family, this isn't about defeating them, but about achieving peace and understanding with the least amount of emotional damage or relational strain. Most people approach family conflicts like a wrestling match, aiming for a decisive victory. They want to win the argument, to prove their point, to make others concede. But what is the long-term cost of such a victory? Often, it's resentment, fractured relationships, and deeper rifts that are hard to heal. The strategically confident individual understands that true strength lies in de-escalation, in seeking solutions that preserve the relationship even as they achieve the desired outcome. Imagine your family is planning a big holiday trip, and there's a heated debate about the destination. Everyone has strong opinions, and voices are starting to rise. The typical approach is for each person to aggressively push for their preference, creating tension and frustration. You, however, recognize that the ultimate goal isn't just your ideal destination, but a harmonious trip where everyone feels heard and valued. Instead of pushing for your exact preference, you might propose a solution that addresses the core needs of all parties. Perhaps you suggest a compromise location that offers a blend of activities, or you offer to host the next family gathering if this trip goes a certain way. You focus on finding common ground, on a solution that allows everyone to save face and feel a part of the decision. This might mean a slight personal concession, but it's a small price to pay for sustained peace and stronger bonds. While most aim for victory in a conflict, you aim for harmony and sustainable peace, understanding the long-term cost of winning at all costs. But none of this is possible if your internal world is in disarray. You must become unshakable. This brings us to fortify your inner citadel. The Stoic Emperor Marcus Aurelius famously declared, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This is about building robust emotional resilience and self-sufficiency, cultivating an inner peace that is not easily disturbed by external family drama, criticism, or manipulation. Think of your mind as a fortress. Are its walls strong? Are its gates guarded? Or do you allow every stray comment, every critical glance, every manipulative tactic from a family member to breach your defenses and wreak havoc within? The average person often allows external chaos and family opinions to dictate their internal state. Their mood is dependent on their mother's approval, their self-worth tied to their siblings' validation, their peace shattered by an uncle's casual insult. But you will cultivate an impenetrable inner peace and self-worth. This means actively practicing mindfulness, taking moments each day to ground yourself and observe your thoughts without judgment. It means setting firm personal boundaries for your time and energy, learning to say no without guilt when family demands threaten your well-being. It means developing self-care routines, whether it's exercise, meditation, hobbies, or quiet reflection, that protect your mental and emotional health from toxic family dynamics. These aren't selfish acts. They're strategic fortifications. When your inner citadel is strong, the storms outside, no matter how fierce, cannot shake your core. You become the guardian of your own peace and emotional well-being. And to solidify this commitment, declare it now. I am the guardian of my own peace and emotional well-being. Type that in the comments below. Finally, understand that true influence is not built in a day. It requires patience and consistency. This is the long game. Niccolò Machiavelli, another master of strategy, noted that he who wishes to be obeyed must know how to command. While his words might sound harsh, adapted for family dynamics, It speaks to the power of earned respect and influence, which is built over time. Most people seek instant gratification and immediate resolution to family conflicts. They demand an apology, expect an immediate change in behavior, or believe one heated discussion will magically fix decades of dysfunctional patterns. This short-sighted approach often leads to more frustration when immediate results aren't achieved. The strategically confident individual, however, understands that fundamental shifts in family dynamics and earning genuine respect are built over time through consistent action, integrity, and strategic patience. You play the long game. Instead of demanding an immediate apology from a family member who has wronged you, you consistently model respectful communication in your own interactions. You uphold your boundaries not just once, but every single time they are tested. You demonstrate your value through your actions, your calm demeanor, and your unwavering commitment to your own principles. Over weeks, months, even years, this consistent behavior gradually shifts how family members interact with you. They learn, through your steady resolve, that you are not easily swayed, that your boundaries are firm, and that your peace is non-negotiable. You become predictable in your strength, not in your weakness. This is not about winning a single skirmish. It's about altering the entire landscape of your family interactions. When you consistently apply the art of strategic retreat, choosing your battles wisely, you teach others that your engagement is a privilege, not a given. When you know thyself, know thy family, you dismantle the power of their predictable patterns because you've already anticipated their moves. You see beyond the immediate jab or criticism, understanding the deeper anxieties or insecurities that drive their behavior, and this insight disarms their power over you. The power of the unspoken, used consistently, transforms you into a master communicator without uttering a single confrontational word. Your actions, your boundaries, your calm demeanor become a language far more potent than any heated debate. Family members who once relied on your predictable reactions will find themselves baffled, then subtly influenced by your unwavering composure. They will start to adjust to your new equilibrium, not the chaotic one they've always maintained. And when you detach to observe, you become an emotional archaeologist, excavating the true motivations behind every family drama. You separate the emotional noise from the factual reality. That caustic comment from your aunt at the family barbecue no longer sends you spiraling into resentment. Instead, you see it as a symptom, an old pattern, a desperate bid for attention perhaps, and you choose your response from a place of clarity, not triggered impulse. You're no longer a puppet to their emotional strings. You are the one holding the strings of your own peace. The principle of minimal force isn't about being weak. It's about being profoundly intelligent. It means understanding that true strength isn't about crushing opposition, but about gracefully navigating it towards a mutually acceptable, or at least peaceful, outcome. You're not trying to win an argument. You're trying to win long-term peace and respect. This subtle shift in focus changes everything. You become the one who seeks resolution, who values harmony over ego, and, paradoxically, this makes your influence grow. Others will start to look to you for stability, for calm, for a way forward, precisely because you don't engage in the petty squabbles. All these principles coalesce into the ultimate strategy: fortify your inner citadel. This isn't just a mental exercise. It's a daily practice of building an impenetrable fortress around your most valuable asset, your inner peace. Imagine the quiet strength of someone who cannot be rattled by a snide remark, who is immune to guilt trips, who stands firm against manipulation. This is the confidence that arises when you understand your own worth, when your emotional well-being is non-negotiable, and when you refuse to let external chaos dictate your internal state. You set boundaries not as an act of defiance, but as an act of self-preservation, a declaration of sovereignty over your own life. This journey is not for the faint of heart. It requires courage to break free from old patterns, to challenge ingrained family roles, and to redefine your place within the dynamic. But the reward is immense: a quiet, unshakable confidence that permeates every interaction. You will walk into Thanksgiving dinner or a family reunion not with dread, but with a strategic understanding, a calm presence, and a knowledge that you are equipped to handle whatever comes your way. You're no longer reacting, you are responding. You are no longer a pawn, you're the player. This is why this confidence can feel dangerous. Dangerous to the old patterns that kept you trapped. Dangerous to those who thrived on your emotional reactivity. Dangerous to the dysfunction that once defined your family relationships. You are becoming unpredictable in your strength, an enigma to those who once thought they had you figured out. You are not becoming cold or uncaring. You are becoming strategically compassionate, understanding that true love and respect require healthy boundaries and self-preservation. You are learning to wield influence not through aggression, but through wisdom. You are mastering the art of the long game, patiently building a new reputation, a new dynamic, piece by strategic piece. This isn't about becoming a master manipulator. It's about becoming a master of yourself, and in doing so, mastering the environment around you. You're not fighting fire with fire. You're becoming the calm, unmoving center in the eye of the storm. This integrated approach means you are no longer just surviving family conflicts. You are thriving despite them. You are transforming your family landscape from a battlefield into a space where, even if disagreements arise, they are navigated with a new level of intelligence and respect. Your newfound confidence will radiate, subtly shifting how others perceive and interact with you. They will sense your inner strength, your unshakable resolve, and they will adjust their approach accordingly. This is the power of becoming the architect of your own peace, rather than a casualty of chaos. The profound strategies we've discussed today are not to be wielded lightly. This isn't a manual for emotional warfare or a guide to manipulate the people you care about. Instead, consider this knowledge your ultimate defense, a sophisticated framework for understanding and navigating the often turbulent waters of family relationships. These principles are a shield to protect your peace, a compass to guide you toward healthier interactions, and a blueprint for building connections rooted in genuine respect, not inherited dysfunction. Never, under any circumstances, should you twist these insights into tools for control, for destructive games, or for inflicting harm. Your true strength, your real victory, lies in cultivating peace, fostering understanding, and elevating the quality of your most intimate bonds, not in generating discord or chaos. This journey is about empowerment, not domination. You have arrived at a critical juncture. The path ahead diverges sharply. On one side lies the familiar, well-worn road of frustration, of repeating old arguments, of feeling consistently undervalued and misunderstood. It's the path where you continue to dread holiday gatherings, where every family text message carries a hidden weight, where your emotional energy is perpetually drained by predictable dramas. You can choose to remain a passenger in the chaotic currents of your family dynamics, tossed about by every emotional wave, silently wishing for a different outcome while doing the same things. Or you can step onto a new path, a path forged by strategic insight, by unwavering self-awareness, and by the quiet, unshakable confidence of a master strategist. Imagine walking into your next family event, be it a casual Sunday dinner or a major reunion, not with that familiar knot of anxiety in your stomach, but with a sense of calm readiness. Picture yourself observing the unfolding dynamics with clarity, understanding the unspoken motivations, and choosing your responses with deliberate precision, rather than impulsive reaction. This is the power of the long game, the quiet authority of someone who truly understands the chessboard and knows how to move their pieces and themselves towards victory, a victory of peace, respect, and emotional sovereignty. This confidence isn't about arrogance, it's about competence. It's the quiet assurance that comes from knowing you're no longer at the mercy of others' moods or manipulations. You are equipped. You are prepared. You are the architect of your own emotional landscape, capable of shaping healthier relationships and safeguarding your inner world. This transformation won't happen overnight, but it begins the moment you consciously decide to apply these principles. It starts with your commitment to yourself, to your peace, and to building a legacy of respect within your family. This video has laid bare the strategic truths that can redefine your family interactions, transforming potential battlegrounds into spaces of intelligent navigation. The choice now is profoundly yours. Will you continue to be a reactive participant in the family drama, or will you become the strategic leader of your own life, guiding your interactions with wisdom and an unshakable inner calm? But before you fully embrace this new strategic mindset, a crucial understanding is paramount. The powerful insights and methods we've explored today are designed as a shield, not a sword. Use these strategies for your protection, for fostering deeper understanding, and for constructing stronger, healthier relationships within your family. Never, under any circumstances, should you twist this knowledge into a tool for manipulation, control, or to inflict unnecessary hurt. Your true strength, your ultimate victory, lies in cultivating peace, not chaos, in building bridges, not burning them. Your power is to elevate, not diminish. The path you choose now defines your future in these vital relationships. Step forward as the architect of your own peace, armed with strategic foresight and an unshakable inner calm. The game has changed, and you are no longer a pawn. You are the master player, ready to navigate any family dynamic with confidence and wisdom. Embrace this new chapter. Own your peace. Define your legacy. If this video has ignited a spark of dangerous confidence within you, if it has provided the strategic blueprint you've been searching for, then do two things right now. First, give this video a like to signal your commitment to this new path. Second, subscribe to this channel. This is just the beginning of your journey to mastering life's most complex challenges. And finally, I want to hear from you. In the comments below, share which specific family dynamic are you most ready to transform first using these principles. What's the biggest challenge you'll tackle? Or what's your very first strategic move? Your declaration empowers not just you, but this entire community.